Well, hello. Welcome to another week of Central Reads, our 2024 Bible reading plan. This week, we are on our second week of Matthew. We're reading Matthew 7 through Matthew 12. We ended the week last week, Friday and Saturday, with the first two chapters of the Sermon on the Mount. This morning, we are ending the Sermon on the Mount with Matthew chapter 7. I hope that you have had a good time to reflect on the Sermon on the Mount and watch some of the Bible Project videos that I've been posting on Facebook and whatnot, or if not, go to the website or just go to thebibleproject.com, and the Sermon on the Mount is like on the front page. They've been doing an entire year on the Sermon on the Mount, including their podcasts and videos and articles. They have amazing content. I want to encourage you to go look at that. But this week we are really beginning to read some of the stories from Jesus' ministry, some of his healings and some of his, exorcisms and feeding people and restoring people to life. We actually read in Matthew 9, kind of the call of Matthew and kind of how he kind of comes to faith, and then you have the whole, stilling of the storm and healing this person and that person. But then in Matthew, one of the things that makes Matthew's gospel so, well, not distinct, but it's so noticeable, I guess, is that Jesus has these huge blocks of teaching throughout the gospel, like the Sermon on the Mount. It's a huge 3-chapter block of teaching. And here, this week, we'll get into sort of the second big block of reading. I don't know, what is it, starting in chapter 10, really? And it's kind of a big message, especially to the apostles and whatnot. But I want to call out just one section from Matthew chapter 11. I think it's one of the most beautiful little moments in the entire gospel, and it's worth hearing again. It's famous, but it's something that we all need to hear, and I want you to hear it this morning, wherever you're at, wherever you're coming from. If you are having a rough day, you had a rough weekend, you're having a rough morning, you're looking ahead at a rough week, you're looking ahead at a rough future, there's all kinds of things that kind of weigh us down and that cause us to be burdened, right? And just imagine your burden that you're carrying for a moment. I want you to hear the words of Jesus to anyone. Well, listen to what he says. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and who are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." When it comes down to it, being a Jesus follower, it doesn't mean that all of our burdens and all of the heavy things that we carry, the things that make us weary, it doesn't mean that they're all going to go away. But what it does mean is that we have a place to put them. We bring them to Jesus. We lay them at his feet. Or really, we put them on his shoulders, and he carries them for us. And instead of us carrying that yoke, we carry his yoke, which is easy, right? His yoke is easy, and his burden is light. And we get through these hard things, right, that still exist, because he carries them for us. He carries them with us, and he carries us in that. And so, I just wanted to make sure you heard that invitation. Bring your heavy things, your heavy burdens, the things that make you weary, bring that to Jesus. I hope that this week you have a great week of reading, and we'll be back soon. All right, take care.